How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to Is It a Buy, where we talk about stocks and try to determine if they are worth the buy or maybe a pass. My name is Corey. I'd just like to preface the video by saying I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just a guy who likes to talk about stocks, so please take what I say with a grain of salt, all right? All right, everybody. Sorry I was not able to make my live stream. Traffic was crazy, and then there was also the train. It was a combination of everything, and I did not get home until after my stream, essentially. So sorry about that, but I figure I'll go ahead and make this video, talk about what is going on in the day with AMC, what happened, my thoughts, and what I think we have to look forward to, all right? So let's get straight into it. So AMC did end the day, the regular trading hours are at around $33.43, down 15.04% on the day. Now, that did trigger the SSR, or short sale rule, there, and in the after hours it did tumble a little bit until market close or the after hours close, I suppose, at $32.25, down an additional 3.53%. Okay, so 32.25 is currently where we're sitting at. Okay, as you can see here, based on previous numbers, previous trends, it does look like we do have a level of support right here around that $32 range. Hopefully we do see a bounce here. I mean, looking at the technical situation of what has been going on with AMC, it looks like it is super oversold on the RSI, relative strength index. Anything under 30 is oversold, and we are at 28 currently, right? Anything over 70 is overbought. And we are currently at 28.33. So this stock is extremely oversold. It's been oversold for some time. Typically, as you can see, it becomes basically almost oversold and overbought, and it kind of fluctuates up and down, up and down. And it's kind of a trend that you look at. And, that's one of the indicators that people use to do trades. Now, we can see here that this stock is right here getting ready to bounce. So tomorrow is going to be a very interesting day to see what is going to happen. If it's going to bounce or if it's going to drop. If it does drop, just, I don't want to shill anybody, but just to be completely prepared, there looks to be another level of support around here, maybe around the $29 mark, and I would say for like $3 to $5 there's levels of support and resistance. You can see here 25, and then we can just keep going down and see where it goes to. I really don't personally, this is more sentimental. On a sentimental level, I really don't see the stock continuing to drop like this, right? Really doesn't make any sense. We're going to get into what I think is happening and why I think we're going to recover and bounce pretty strongly. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into it. So let's go ahead and hop over to Ortex. So we can see over here on Ortex, the shares on loan is still 100 million shares on loan, right? Again, this is continuing to go up. Another thing to take a look at is the utilization. This utilization is continuing to go up. It's at 92.97%. Almost 93%. Keep in mind, whenever utilization goes to 100%, essentially that means it's going to be difficult to borrow, right? You could think of it as about 92, or we can say 93% of shares that can be borrowed have been borrowed, right? As this gets higher, the short interest will continue to get higher, right? So let's talk about the short interest really quick, because this is something interesting of what happened recently. So recently, the short interest was going up. It got to around 13.70, and one day Ortex tweeted out saying, hey, it's actually 18%, right? They sent a private email to Matt Kors that went everywhere very quickly, and the next morning, lo and behold, it was actually 18%, right? And so it kind of jumped up, and more recently, it just seems to kind of have fallen down. It was very random the way it happened, right? I do have a little theory. Ignore my little right click over here. I'm just trying to show something here. And so I'm trying to be able to click in here. So if we go over ahead, if we look at what was happening previously, if you see this trend right here, this trend is basically continuing. My theory is that maybe the short interest wasn't actually 18%. My theory is maybe it was just continuing to go up at a regular pace, nice and slowly, slow and steady. But for whatever reason, the numbers were just a little off, which is fine, right? Either way, this number went down, and the utilization and shares on loan kept going up. If all of these dropped at the same time, like this went down to if the short interest went down to 3%, utilization went to 20%, shares on loan was 10 million. At that point, it's a different story, right? I think it tells a different story. Now, granted, I do think that large institutions like Citadel, people who are short on the stock, they know that we're looking at Ortex now, and I don't blame them. They probably know exactly what we're doing. They knew we looked at Fintel. All of a sudden, those Fintel numbers got really wonky, and now they know we're looking at Ortex. Seems to be okay so far, but we'll see. I'm not sure if these numbers can be manipulated or what can happen. I do know that these top numbers are around 85% of the market, and these numbers down here are kind of live daily updates or what's going on of 60, I think it's 65 or 60% of the market. All right. And so that is what is going on over here. So me personally, what this tells me is, it's just still being heavily shorted. You can see they borrowed 1.171 million shares on the day. And currently the volume today was 137 million in volume, right? Almost 138 million, which is actually higher than what we've been seeing. We've been seeing easily below 100 million for a while now. And I think whenever we see that little of volume, it makes it easy to short, right? It makes the stock so easy to short, easy to manipulate, if you will, if you do believe it's being manipulated. So that's what I think is happening. I really don't think it's a dead cat at all. If I did, I would just say, look, guys, I don't know what to tell you, but I need someone to help me. But I really, truly still believe in the stock. I truly believe in what's going on. But again, always manage your own risk, make your own decisions. This is not financial advice. Make sure you're always taking care of yourself, your family, you can eat, pay your bills, all that good stuff, because that is what's most important. Just make sure you manage your own risk. Let's talk about a little bit of the sentiment of what's going on, right? AMC and this person, I really don't know who this is. Wolf of my Wall Street. I looked him up really quick. He has 7,000 followers, so whatever that means to you. This person said, AMC at 34.59, pure desperation and market manipulation. Put the charts away, turn away from the ticker, hold your AMC shares. That's literally all you have to do at this point. No need to panic sell, lose your money. You control your emotions, and your cash. All right, DD, due diligence, or some mainstream media thinks it's double down. So whatever. But this is a great sentiment. I saw this whenever the stock was plummeting, and I was like, I was pretty calm as it is. But then I figured, you know what? He's right. I felt really good when I saw this. I mean, granted, it's not like I was going anywhere, but to know I'm not alone in holding. I think that's the biggest thing about this. I think there are too many apes that maybe they're not on the subreddits, or they don't want to be in the subreddits. They don't know what's going on, or they get frozen in looking at the stock price and like, oh my gosh, all of the other apes are selling, I'm the only one holding. What am I doing? And I fear that people think that they're alone in this. And realistically, while we're all individual holders and we make our own decisions, there are a lot of people who really believe in the stock, really believe in the short squeeze, the mother of all short squeezes, the MOAS. And, I think this stock has so much sentiment behind it that to feel alone is kind of pointless. There's no need. Okay. So this is kind of my little emotions around this. And to, let's take my own personal opinions out of this. Let's take a look at what Fidelity thinks, right? We can see right here. So this is just a post that I found on AMC stock subreddit here. It says, this is just Fidelity, but we're 65% buy today, 35% sell, yet we are here. The price is fake. The dip is fake. Keep Zen apes. Okay, so this is the top buys and sells of the day, right? We can see how many people bought and sold. AMC Entertainment, number of buy orders 11,000, number of sell orders 6,000. Okay, and we can, it's clear as day here. It's the top traded, or it seems like the top traded app or stock on Fidelity right here. Look at the sentiment, right? Look at the sentiment. People are buying, not selling. However, the stock price still was going down today. I really can't explain as to why that is. It really doesn't make any sense. Meanwhile, the stock was plus 8%. This one's plus 64%, and they're almost even, right? This one's plus 8%. It was 1,000, more buys than sells. The ratios don't really make much sense as to what's going on. And I was looking at these numbers, and look at over here, GameStop, right? Look at the GameStop buy. It's 3-1 for GameStop buyers. For every one seller, there's 3 buyers. Meanwhile, the stock is still down, a whole 1.5%. these numbers seem very, very off, right? Even space, we know, I believe space is probably heavily shorted as well. More buyers than sellers, even then. So, maybe I'm not understanding this well, but I think this is extremely interesting, right? This is another thing to keep in mind. So do take this with a grain of salt. This person says here, the buy sell ratio is quantity of orders, not volume. So you could have 10K buy orders of one share each, but you could have one sell order of 10K shares, right? So, that is a little bit indicative of what's going on. But even then, I feel like a lot of people are purchasing the shares. Granted, all of these people could be selling 50 shares, and all of these buyers are like one buys. So keep that in mind. That's what this person is saying. Either way, I still feel like the sentiment, and this is just another image of the same thing, the sentiment is there. Okay, let's take a look at something interesting that one of these apes found over here. I'm going to play this clip because I do think it's pretty interesting about the sentiment and the mind games that are going on. Let's play it.
There's an understanding that many dynamics of how humans behave can be, in a sense, taken advantage of by technology. If we know how humans behave and we can predict that, we can use that to better position our portfolios. And a number of quantitative strategies rely upon human biases and behavior to be successful.
Okay, so boom, they can determine, they have all these fancy equipment and stuff, and realistically you could figure out sentiment. But these guys not only have sentiment, but they understand what a traditional retail trader is going to do. Why is that? They have basically infinite money at their disposal, and they can really do a bunch of experiments, right? And I guarantee they've been in this kind of situation before, where a stock, for whatever reason, maybe they were heavily shorted, some good news came out, and Citadel decided, okay, well, you know what? We already have a short position. The stock price is going up. We got to shake these people out of their positions, these retail traders. Because like I said, there was probably a positive news catalyst, and now, they're in a situation where they need to shake the people. So the apes are in a different situation because the apes are, they knew what they were getting themselves into, and yet they continue to hold, right? And they still jumped in, and they've still been holding like freaking champions. Now, retail investors previously who didn't know that a stock was heavily shorted and that they could short squeeze something or whatever it may be, I'm sure they've done this kind of thing a bunch of times. They dip the price, have people exit, and then an interesting theory I saw is that they're going to let the price run for a little bit. So let's say right now we're at $30, right? So what they do is they let the stock price run to $50, and they hold it there for a little bit, and they say, you know what? I almost had to get it at $30. I'm going to sell at $50 just because I don't want to risk it anymore, right? And so those are just little mind games that they play because they know what traditional retail investors are going to do. One of the reasons why the apes are so dangerous is because they do not know what the apes are going to do. The apes are defying any kind of trading, like good trading practices, where cut your losses, get out, blah blah blah, all that, the traditional things. The apes are just violating that, and it's kind of the definition of like beginner's luck, where somebody just, well, we know beginner's luck, right? The apes just don't know what they're doing, so the hedge funds don't know how to react to shake us from our position, and whatever they're trying just isn't working because we're just like standing in the craziness, just like, oh, it's like the stock is going down, oh, it's on sale, this is fantastic, I love clearance, and we're just keep on buying. So these guys just don't know how to react. And either way, no matter how they react, it seems like the apes just want to buy more. And I think the only way they get out of this is if they just cover. Honestly, that's my personal belief in what's going on here. So I want to go ahead and end with this. This is Mark Cuban, Shark. Mark Cuban says, it doesn't matter how many times you fail, you only have to be right once, and then you can tell everybody that you're an overnight success, right? And this is so important to me personally. I mean, this is kind of my mentality on this, right? I don't have to, this is why I don't hop out and in. I'm not playing this in any kind of crazy way. if I were to leave AMC and try to chase another stock and see if that stock is going to go up, like, I don't know what these other stocks are going to do. I don't know the DD like I know these other stocks. I know AMC. And what I know about AMC is everything, all the DD, all of the short interest, where the stock is going, all this Ortex data, right? What I think is going to happen. Everything is still extremely bullish. And while the price may be going down a little bit right now, in the end, I feel like the apes are really going to be the ones who win. And I believe it so much. Let's say I believed it. Let's say there was I thought there was, I think there's way more than this, but let's say I thought there was a 20% chance that I was right in this play, right? 20% chance that I'm going to be a millionaire. And even if it took a year, right, or whatever it's going to take, let's say I thought it was a 20% chance. Do you know what the alternative is for me? If I want to try another play, it's like less than 1%. That I'm going to buy into a stock and it's going to skyrocket, as crazy as I think AMC might skyrocket, right? If my percent is only 20%, I'll take that any freaking day, because otherwise I'm going to live the same life I'm living, right? Even if this tanks, I'm still living the same life I'm living. But I think I have a much higher percentage than that. And I think AMC is the play for me. And I'm so grateful to be in this kind of play. I know it doesn't feel the best right now, but at the end of the day, I think I will be the one who is very happy that I hopped into this play. And I'm happy either way. I mean, I consider myself very lucky, but that's another story. But yeah, so that's what I have for you guys. Thank you so much for taking the time and watching the video, listen to me ramble. I'm obviously extremely passionate about this stuff. It's a big deal to me. If you did like the content, please consider subscribing. I'm doing my best to cover AMC, GameStop, and the squeeze, all this good stuff. And if you want people to know what's going on, if you want people to understand and know that they're not alone, please consider just liking the video. That helps the YouTube algorithm see it and all that good stuff. And that's, I think that can help someone who's just on the fence, who doesn't know what to do and might feel alone, right? Help them find that sense of community, right? Even though we're all individual traders, I think we're freaking apes, right? We're a new breed in the stock market. It's pretty cool. But all right, that's what I have for you guys. Thanks again so much for hanging out with me. Have a good one. Peace.